Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, profesor.
No sé si podemos esperar unos minutitos a ver si algún estudiante se conecta.
Correcto, profesora, no hay problema. Todavía son las 8:14, todavía falta un minuto. Sí. Profe, no sé si gusta, pues vamos dando inicio y a medida que se vayan anexando los estudiantes, pues empezaremos. Sí. Ok, buenas noches, profesora y estudiantes. la noche de hoy pues damos inicio a nuestra sesión reprogramada de composición con la profesora Ailyn Santana. Paso, profe, a compartir los parámetros de la sesión. Los parámetros de la sesión por videoconferencias. Las sesiones se graban, pueden verlas nuevamente en la plataforma virtual. Les solicitamos que por favor silencien sus micrófonos y pueden activarlos cuando quieran hacer una consulta o aporte con el permiso del docente. Le pedimos que mantengan su cámara activa. De no poder hacerlo, enviar sus excusas por el chat de Zoom, o de lo contrario serán retirados de la sesión y les serán restados puntos de la heterovaloración del docente. Mi rol como moderador es facilitar y apoyar en la parte técnica. Las consultas las pueden hacer vía chat personal o general. Les exhorto a tener bolígrafo y papel para hacer sus anotaciones y aprovechar al máximo las sesiones de Zoom. Listo, profesora.
Okay, hello students, welcome to this class, our second class. Um, okay, let me start with the presentation. Okay, so you have to say thank you for everything that you have, everything that you received in your life, okay? This is the moment. A winner is a dreamer who never gave up by Nelson Mandela. Okay, so let me share something. Okay, so the last class was about writing for academic purpose. And academic writing is a formal style for writing that researchers and educators use in scholarly publications. It focuses on evidence-based arguments and logical reasoning to guide a reader's understanding of a subject. Writers can use this format to identify and analyze the concepts and purpose of theory or rational conclusions. Professionals may use scholarly writing differently depending on their field. For example, the scientists use this type of writing to explain their research and support their findings, while literacy critics use scholarly writing to make convincing arguments about fact-based research. Type of academy writing. The four main type of academy writing are descriptive, analytical, critical, and persuasive. Each of this type of writing has specific language features and purpose. In many academic tests, you will need to use more than one type. So you know that in all the classes you have to talk about or put in a short summaries about the last topic as a reinforce of the material, the previous material, okay? So today we have to work with module number 1, reading number 2, the writing process, okay? So the writing process is a process that involves at least 4 different steps. Pre-writing, drafting, revising, and editing, and publishing too. It is known as a recursive process. While you are revising, you might have to return to the pre-writing step to develop and expand your ideas. Okay, so now let me share with you the first video for the class.
Welcome to my class. In this video, you will learn the writing process. What is the writing process? It is the steps that writers follow from the beginning to the end of creating a piece of writing. And why is it important? Because it helps you write better, easier, and faster. When you break the task of writing down into manageable parts, you will sense some sort of achievement after finishing each part, which will ultimately motivate you to finish the next step and finally produce an astonishing piece of writing. So, are you ready to learn? Let's get started. The first step to the writing process is pre-writing. Pre-writing means before writing. So, what do you have to do before you begin writing? Choose a topic. Identify your purpose and audience. Do some research on the topic and brainstorm ideas about your topic. Pre-writing helps us to get our ideas on paper, so use graphic organizers that will help you visualize and organize your thoughts and ideas that have been generated. Drafting is the second stage of the writing process, where you put the information you researched and the outlined ideas into your own words. Write sentences and paragraphs. Your draft does not have to be perfect. Just write down what you know and think about the topic. And here comes the third stage of the writing process, revising. In this stage, you may rearrange words or sentences. You can add examples to clarify ideas. You may also add descriptive details to convince your readers. And also make clear connections between ideas. In other words, make your writing better in this stage. Add, take out, and replace. Editing is the fourth stage. Make sure all sentences are complete, correct spelling, capitalization, and punctuation. Use writing checklists to ensure that your writing meets the requirements. And the final stage is publishing. Recopy your writing correctly and neatly and share it with the world. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next videos.
Okay, so the writing process, in other words, refers to the different steps or procedures that the writer follows when producing a piece of writing. It is a methodology that the writer used to organize, plan, draft, review, edit, and publish their work. Okay. Well, every writer develops their own process over time, following a structure, methodology, out for clear planning or development, and publishing. Okay, so the writing process provides a helpful framework for creating a high quality writing. There is flexibility and adapting to the processes with individual writing needs and style. Okay, so the writing process is an important and multi-phase approach to producing high quality writing. So you have to follow all the steps: the plan and the drafting, the revising, the editing, and publishing. I was writing to totally develop and polish their work. So developing the initial draft enables writers to expand on ideas without judgment. The revision stage involves important big picture improvement to content, content structure, and the flow of the information. So editing enhances style, the tone, the mechanics, and the readability of the writing. Seeing the process throughout the publishing skills, a sense of closures and accomplishment. And detailing each step or each step leads thoughtfully a coherent writing that communicates complex ideas and clarity. Without the dedication to the writing process, texts are likely to be disorganized or underdeveloped and brittle with errors. And every stage plays an important and indispensable role in crafting compelling writing that resonates with the readers. Okay, so the writing process is a part of impactful polished writing. Okay, the platform in the platform you can find a reading, the module number 1, reading number 2, and it's based on the 5 different stages, the basic stages of the writing process. Okay, stage number 1, pre-writing. So in the reading, the key to create paper is in the planning, right? This is information that you can find in the reading. Before you sit down to write something, you need to figure out what you are going to write about. Most of us start with the topic and then decide what we have to say about in the topic. For an essay, you might generate a work thesis or working thesis or a main idea that you would like to explore, and then start collecting information and ideas that relate to that idea. And you can find some important points inside that. The first one is ways to generate ideas. Okay, pre-write or use a journal, the brainstorms you like, the slides, and things people place in hobbies that are important to you. Review assignments and discussions, questions and notes. Use graphic organizers, participate in class or small group discussions. Talk about the ideas and the ideas of others. Determine the who, what, where, when, why, and how of a topic. Determine that you already know and what you still need to learn. The other one is about the ways to plan your writing. Create a cluster diagram or web, create a storyboard, make an outline, identify pros and cons, list supporting arguments, and sort and organize note cards by the topic. So, the pre-writing is the first stage that you know. It involves the preparation and planning the lays that foundation for your writing, right? Can I mention some another important tips or elements that you can include in this? For example, when you choose a topic, you have to focus in your topic and what you want to write about. Okay, determine your purpose. You have to decide what you are writing and what you want to accomplish. Common purpose are to inform, persuade, entertain, or express feelings. Identify your audience. So a listener who will be reading your writing and adapting accordingly. Okay, brainstorming. Generate many ideas that you can relate with the topic and the purpose that you have. And you can write, create different lists, the mapping technique maybe, and researching different information, samples, quotes, background knowledge, or another source material if you need. Organizing, sorting out all the notes and ideas and deciding how to best structure or outlining can help. Okay, and planning, considering how to logical present ideas is going on, the style, use of evidence, and other rhetorical decisions. So spending quality time on pre-writing gets your mental is flowing and gives direction to your piece or to writing. Okay, so it helps to ensure that you have a clear focus, ideas, or organization, and all the details before you start drafting. and taking time for the proper point make sure the actual writing stage is more easier, okay? So with this information, let me share with you the second video for the class.
Afternoon, students. I hope you're doing well. I'm so glad you can join me for today's lesson because today we're going to be going over a very important process. We're going to be going over the writing process. Now, the writing process are the steps that we take to become better writers. Sometimes we always focus on getting that final, perfect paper, but what's more important than that is the steps that we take to get there. So before we go over the writing process, I want to share with you some of the reasons why writing is important. Now, one reason why writing is important is because we use it to stay in touch with friends and family or loved ones through letters. Another reason why writing is important is because it helps us express ourselves and our feelings. Ever felt happy, sad, or mad? Sometimes it's good to put those feelings on paper. Another reason why writing is important is because it helps us to get information out or to tell stories about what's happening in our island or to tell stories about people. And another reason why writing is important is because even as adults we'll be writing. You'll be writing on paper, you're going to be doing memos, or even writing emails. These are some of the reasons why writing is important, not all of the reasons, but you'll see that writing is going to be part of your life. So now let's go ahead and dig into the writing process. The first step of the writing process is pre-writing. This is a time when we're going to be organizing our thoughts or ideas. We can organize them in lists, but I find it helpful to organize them on a pre-writing web, like you see here. So on this pre-writing web, there is a main idea. And in this main idea, it's the most important thought. Okay, so here it says, here are 3 ways I can keep myself safe. So right now we're going to think about what we would want to say, and we're going to be writing down our ideas. One way to keep myself safe is I wear a mask to stop germs from getting in. Another way that I can keep myself safe is to watch I can watch my distance and stay 6 feet apart from others. Now, sometimes we may come across words that may be hard for us to spell. It's okay, you can sound spell those words. Right now is not the time to worry about our spelling errors. It's just that we want to focus on getting our ideas down. And another way that I can keep myself safe, the third way, is I can wash my hands with soap and water for at least 20 to 30 seconds. And maybe we're not at that point of writing sentences, you can also draw your ideas down. So now that we went over the first step of the writing process called pre-writing, it's time to get started, and I'll see you again for the next step, which is drafting.
Okay, so the second stage is about the drafting. Okay. Once you have planned out your ideas, the next step is to start drafting or writing. As you write, keep referring back to your notes and the plan that you determined in stage 1. but don't be afraid to change the plan when needed. During the drafting stage, you should concentrate on getting your ideas on paper. Organize your information logical and developing your topic with no detail for your audience and purpose. So you can find some important points inside of it. The first one is the draft are for the writing. Okay? Our brain processes information as we write things down. You will find yourself making connections and discovering new ideas as you are writing your first draft. When this happens, you should go back to the planning stage 1 to work in the new ideas. You may even need to change your thesis or the angle you are taking on the topic. Many writers wait to write their introduction until they have finished the body of the paper. Another easy way to make a good introduction. The other way, the other important point is the drafts are not perfect because you are really drafting yourself to understand your ideas and put them into words. You might be unhappy with your early results. Don't agonize over every word and sentence because you will give yourself writer's back. Blah. You will never send off a draft to your audience without at least some sort of revision or at least editing. Just get some words down on the paper even if they sound silly or awkward. And the last one, drafting takes time. The more complicated your writing test is, the more time you should allow yourself for drafting. As you discover new ideas and connections, you need the time to incorporate them into the plan. Don't procrastinate and don't feel that you have to finish your whole paper in one sitting. Okay, so I can add some important points inside that. So, write rapidly, for example, and this stage focus on the expressing your ideas without obsessivity. Okay, you have to capture your thoughts quickly. Okay, don't censor yourself. Let your ideas flow freely without worrying about perfection. To your outline, use your pre-writing outline as a guide to give structure to your draft and expand your ideas within the framework. Okay, be detailed. Elaborate on your points, fully including facts, descriptions, situations, examples, quotes, and provide depth and context. Maintain a flow. Write smoothly and logical with clear transitions. More information is needed and stations to be added. Keep writing. Push out even if you get stuck, and you can revisit it or rearrange text later. Just focus on getting to the content on paper for now. So in the case of the writing, it's about to bring your ideas in the live and readable form. It is an exploratory process. So don't judge your writing critical at this point. Just articulate your message best you can. And the number 3 in the reading. Stage number 3, revision. So the revisions work best when you have some time to let your writing sit. You will be better able to look at your writing with a reader's eye if you can put it aside for a day or two before working on it again. If drafting is for the writer, revisions is for the reader. During the revision, you consider your writing from your audience point of view. In fact, to revise means literal to re-see or re-look at your writing. And you may need to change the order of your information, expand certain sections, or cut details in others. Often, you will need to go back to the drafting stage and reword parts of your pages. Revision is not editing. Save the spelling, grammar, and sentence fix for later. And most writers find it helpful to have someone else read the writing and thesis statement. A reader who is unfamiliar with your document can help you identify which parts are working and which parts are still unclear. So in the reading, you can find the revisions for the audience. It's the level of detail appropriate for main audience, not too general or too specific. My ideas presented in a logical order that will be evident to the reader. Do I use clear transition to help the reader follow my train of thought? Are my sentences clear and specific? Do I say what I mean what I said? Is my tone and style appropriate for my audience? So you can base your structure in this kind of questions, okay? Revision for purpose. Is my purpose clearly stated for the reader? Do I clearly maintain that purpose throughout the document, or does all my supporting information clearly relate to my purpose? Do I organize my idea to best fulfill my purpose? And the last one, revisions for form. Do I follow the established form of the document I'm writing, or do I separate ideas into paragraphs with clear topic sentence, or do I maintain balance among my points, develop each to the same context or extent? So some questions that you can use to base your assignment. So you can include some tips. For example, take a break first, get some distance from your draft so you can approach it with fresh mind, for example. Even a short break helps in perspective. Read it aloud. This helps you catch our pricing and see where reorganize if you need. And listen for flow and clarity. Focus on the issues first, okay? So look at the big pictures regarding ideas or the coherence of the information or the organization, evidence, and before sentence level editing, okay? Another one, rearrange and reorder. Identify the different areas that would transition better by the paragraph and the sections around, okay? Fill in gaps. Determine whether you need more facts, more details, more examples, more elaboration or explanation to pull certain points. And cut the content. Identify the unnecessary, repetitive, or irrelevant sections or parts to trim. And try to move or remove anything that distracts. Okay. What else? Improve the wording. Substitute stronger vocabulary or rephrase sentences for the precision and the impact that you can put in your writing. Check the tone and the style too. Ensure your document match the appropriate tone for your audience and purpose. Transitions. So insert transitional words, phrases, and sentences to connect ideas and improve the flow of your writing. And save the draft, the early draft. Preserve the previous versions in case you need to revert or back after excessive rewriting, okay? So dedicate the time for total revisions rather than quick editing, and defining your draft into a logical, coherent, and clarity piece to make more effective writing, okay? So in this, let me share with you the next video.
Communicate in English easily. Use Grammarly and feel confident with effective communication. Grammarly ensures you communicate clearly with fluency suggestions tailored specifically.
Hey guys, it's Christina with the Purple Alphabet, and I wanted to show you a few beginning writing exercises. So we're talking like even pre-letter writing and things that you can do to help your toddler and preschool prepare for writing. So I like to use just regular old crayons the best. I do like for the younger ones, the thicker ones, I don't have any wrap to show you, but they're a little bit thicker than a normal crayon just because they're easier to hold. There's also these great ones that are a triangular shape too as well, but really a crayon will do, and I'm going to just pick this one for now. And what you need to teach is just a simple line. It sounds easy enough, and it is, so you need to just work on showing them how to write vertical lines and horizontal lines. What you're going to find is the child doing kind of a scribble motion at first, so they're not going to be a straight line. They'll probably have some curve to them, and that's okay. You are getting used to the motion of a vertical and horizontal line. As they advance, you can give them more of a goal by drawing dots, and you're going to space them kind of far between so that they have room to go. If you want to be more creative, you can add little stickers and say, can you draw from the orange sticker to the purple sticker? And it becomes a little bit more creative and learning that way. Also a little bit fun when they have stickers, especially stickers they like, of characters they like. And then as they go along and they get better at this, you can shorten the space in between. And then once they've mastered lines, the next thing you can do is introduce circles. So drawing circles would be the next step after lines, and their circles are not going to be perfect. Do not expect them to be perfect in any way. They are learning, so their circles are probably going to be more like this. Really big, broad circles, and that's fine. That's totally okay. It's just the practice and getting ready and preparation for writing. So there you have it, guys. There are 3 ways to practice early writing skills with your children. Click subscribe to see more videos like this. Give me a thumbs up to show your love, and don't forget in the comments to tell me how you do writing exercises at home. I'd love to hear your ideas.
Okay, with this information, I consider that you can solve the first part for the activity today. And you know that it's about some questions that you have to solve with information that you can find in the platform and the information that you receive here in videos. And if you feel that you need more information, you can use the information too. I have all with it. Okay, so let me share with you the questions. Okay, so if you have the opportunity at home to look for another information, use it, and then in the next class you can explain or let me know the answers that you have for you writing that question. Okay, number 1. Okay, number 1. What is the purpose of pre-writing? So pre-writing is a planning and organization stage that you provide the direction for the pre-writing or the writing that helps generate ideas before drafting begins. Okay, number 2. What are some pre-writing techniques? Brainstorming, the free writing, outlining, mapping, webbing, researching, interviewing, giving and prompts. Number 3, how can outlining help with pre-writing? Creating outlines allows the writers to structure their ideas and decide on the order that will present information in different points. The organization provide a focus. Okay. Number 4, what is the main focus when drafting? The main focus is when you're carrying your ideas down on paper without worrying about perfection, and drafting about expressing your thoughts. Number 5, what is the benefit of writing the section of the draft out of order? It allows you to draft the sections where ideas are forward first, and sections can be reordered later during the revision. Okay. Number 6, why is it good to practice disabled draft version? You can provide useful ideas or something that might be get deleted later, and previous version allow you to the excessive revision. Okay. Number 7, what is the main focus of revision? Revision focus on improving the overall content or the structure for all the draft, all the information that you have in your draft, and remove major changes rather than just editing. And number 8, what strategies can help identify areas needing improvement? Reading out loud, getting feedback from others, or highlighting or making notes or comments, and checking against criteria or the different areas to reach. Okay. Okay. So now let me show you the video for that video. So just support the drafting.
For today's student, it's me, Miss Pillagood, and I hope you're safe and well. The last time you saw me, we were working on the first step of the writing process, called pre-writing. I'm glad you can join me again for today's lesson. Today, we'll be going over the second step of the writing process, called drafting. Now, drafting is a time when you begin making a rough copy of your writing. You'll be using your pre-writing web and writing your ideas in order, so make sure to have your pre-writing web in full view. Now, before we begin writing, we want to make sure to indent. We indent whenever it's the first sentence of every paragraph. This helps to show whoever's reading your paper where the paragraph begins. Okay, we're going to take out the pointer and the middle finger, and we're going to line it up against the vertical pink line that we will always find on our notebook paper or a lined paper on this side. We always start off with our main idea. Okay, so let's do that. Now, again, you can see here that we indented, where the rest of the sentences will be lined up on the left side. So once we finish writing down our main idea, we're going to go ahead and write our details. So we're going to start off in order. We're going to go ahead and write down this detail where it says, I wear a mask to stop germs from getting in. Once we're finished writing that detail, we move on to the next detail in our pre-writing web, where it says, I watch my distance and stay 6 feet apart from others. So you can see here in our pre-writing web, I had drawn this. Now, if I'm not yet at the point of writing a sentence, I can go ahead and sound spell or write down the sounds that I do know. For example, if I'm not able to spell the word can, I can go ahead and sound it out. And if all I know is the sound In Can, I can go ahead and write it and then draw a line. I can do the same thing for the other words that I don't know, and we can go ahead and go back to it when it's time for our next step, which is editing and revising. Now that we went over the second step of the writing process called drafting, it's time to get started on your draft. I'll see you again for the next step, which is editing and revising. Take care, boys and girls.
Okay, the next stage that you can find in the reading is about the editing. Okay. So whoever focuses mainly on making your content clear for your readers, editing focuses on making your documents meet the conventions of scans written in English. During the editing stage, check the following: the grammar, the sentence structure, the word choice, the punctuation, the capitalization, the spelling, and the citation, and document format. So in other words, the editing is a stage in the writing process where you improve the language, your grammar, and the mechanics of your draft. It involves line by line polishing to enhance readability and precision of your draft of your writing. Can I mention some other tips? Tighten writing, remove the redundance or worded phrases, and condense all the sentences for greater clarity and impact. Okay, check the spelling and grammar. Maybe you can use some spell checkers and grammar resources to identify the different errors that maybe you have in your writing, and you can use this kind of tools. Verify the punctuation. Use the correct or commas, periods, apostrophes, colons, and semicolons too. It's really important. Refine word and refine word choice, substitute weaker subjective and others for more present or vivid language. Vary the sentence length. Break up long, complex sentences and combine shorter ones for good sentence flow. The cohesions. Enhance the cohesion. Use transitions to repetition of keywords, themes, or to try to connect the ideas that you have in your writing. Enhance the cohesion too. Use the transitions and the repetitions of keywords to try to connect ideas too. Format carefully. Adhere to formal hiddenness like for citations, for numbers, and either consistently. Okay, read aloud. Catch the different errors that maybe you have in your writing, and listen for awareness. Okay, get this step away and revise your work later with a fresh perspective to spot lingering issues. Get feedback. Ask others to review your work and suggest editing improvements. So if you have meticulous editing, makes your writing work polished, professional, and reader friendly, and don't rush this important step. Okay, well important. And the last one is about the publishing. The publishing. So in the reading, the publishing, writing is the communication. If you have writing something, you must have intent for someone to read it, even if that person is only yourself. When you publish a document, you are releasing it to the public for others to read. Not all of your writing will be taken to other publishing stage, but even turning a paper into your t-shirt constitutes publishing. And ways to publish your writing include turning a paper to your t-shirt, or entering an essay contest, or sending a letter to the editor, or writing for your school newspaper, or yearbook, or literary magazines, posting a piece of writing on the internet, writing a letter to a public official or company, submitting your work to a John Writers magazine, and others. Can I mention another tips or steps that they have to follow at the moment to publish something? For example, the finalized draft, or the moment that you went or you finish to write the draft, make sure the writing is as strong as possible by wrapping up revisions and edits. Check idleness, review any requirement for publishers, conferences, supervisors, whomever you are submitting to, and try to make the format appropriately. Okay? Choose a distribution. Determine how you will share the work. Print or copy or online or submitting to a journal or self-publishing and others that you can. Handle logistics. Take care of the practical details like cost, contract, with publishers, and if you want to publish a book, right? In the case of you want to publish a book. Spread the word. Once published, promote your work throughout social media, readings, launch parties, mailings, and other kind of publicity. So, leverage networks, okay? Reflect some feedback. Note honest reactions from your readers, reviewers on our audience, and learn from responses to strengthen your writing. And feel pride, publishing take courage, celebrating your work out there despite worries of judgment and criticism. So in other words, sharing your writer focus, your heart, work and brings to the life, and approach publishing proudly to connect with readers and presenting ideas and passions. Okay, so let me share with you with this information. Let me share with you the last video for this slide. Let's have a review of this information.
Using Powtoon.
Okay, with this information, let me share with you the last part of the activity or the set of questions that you have to answer. Okay. So remember that you can solve these questions with information that you can find in the platform in the reading number 2 and all the videos that you can see here in the class, all that you can hear. And if you feel that you need more information to complete this, you can use it, okay? Okay, question number one. Question number one. What kinds of revisions improve content? So, for example, adding facts or statistics, explanations, quotes, filling out topic sections, gaps on logic to try the concept right. Number two, how can you use revisions to enhance your organization? Rearrange the paragraph and sections into more logical flow, adding transitions words and crafting from different topics, sentences, and try to improve the organization. Number three, what is the focus of editing? Editing focus on improving the vocabulary, the sentence structure, the grammar, and the reliability of your writing. What should you look for to enhance sentence flow? Sentence links and structures break up long worthy sentence and when possible and combine shorter ones sometimes. Number five, what is important to edit for consistency? Maintaining the consistency in the tone or the formatting and spelling of words and style with a message of flow and professionalism. What should you do to prepare a piece of writing for publication? When you finish all the edits, ensure proper formatting, create a title and headers, and write an introduction and conclusion. Compile any citation and develop a cover page if needed. Number seven, how can you promote published work? You can promote throughout social media, campaigns, press releases, launch events, try for reviews, paid advertising, speaking, interviews, podcasts, appearances, email, and the networking. Number eight, what can you learn from feedback on your published work? The reactions, the readers provide insights to strengths for the future writing skills in terms of style, the content, the orientation, the argumentation, the connection that you have with the audience, and more. Okay. So, in conclusion, the writing process is unbelievable in producing high quality, polished work, where each writer develops their own unique process over time, following the framework of planning, drafting, revision, editing, and publishes provide important structures and the different setups. Crafting those initial drafts enable exploration and expression of thoughts. The crucial big picture revisions or tidying up organization and flow, carefully editing, refines language, style, and tidying up organization and flow. Careful, you have to be careful editing refines language or the style and mechanics. And in case so auto publication provides closure and purpose. You have to try to dedicate to each step of the process all over interface improvement and results in a substantive error-free writing without employing a total writing process, unfactured, underdeveloped, and riddled with issues. It fully with the different stage empowers writer to craft compelling works that accurately communicate meaning in an increasingly digital world. commitment to the presidency. Okay. So two. Let me share it down. Okay, so remember when the writing is often described as a linear process, moving from the first stage to the last stage in orderly fashion. However, the writing process often requires moving back and forth between steps and is often more complex than the linear model represents. You can find some important aspects inside the reading number 2. 5 basic stages to writing, drafting, represented, and publishing. Okay, so this is space that you take to show or share with your classmates some different opinions or ideas that you have to all the information that you receive here. And okay, but if you have the opportunity, you can show me and let me know in the next class. So no worries for this, okay? Don't study because you need to, study because knowledge is power, study because they can never take it away from you, study because you want to know more, study because it enhances you, and study because it grows you. Okay? Okay, students, so remember that you have to complete some assignments in the platform, and you have a test too. So please, if you have the opportunity to check the class, the previous class, and this class to prepare more or feel more comfortable at the moment to solve this, do it, okay? If you have any question or any doubt, you have a forum, you can write a question for this. And I think that is all for today. Have a great week and see you in the next class. Bye.
Listo, profesor. ¿Estamos finalizada la sesión, profesora? Sí. Sin más, bueno, que tengan buenas noches. Gracias por